Welcome to Meet in the Lobby, a podcast by Avendra International, North America's leading provider of hospitality procurement services. Avendra's Lobby serves as the perfect meeting spot for the latest topics and news impacting the hospitality industry, including unique perspectives and innovative solutions from the industry's leading experts.
Welcome to Meet in the Lobby. This is so exciting. This is our introductory episode where today you get to meet us, your hosts, and learn about how we got here and what this podcast is all about. So with me today, I've got Dorien, my phenomenal co-host, and I'd like to learn a little bit more about you. And I know our audience certainly would too. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in the hospitality industry?
Absolutely. And you know what, before I even go there, Melissa, it's my pleasure to be doing the Meet in the Lobby podcast with you. I'm so excited for this. But I'm Dorien Murphy, the Director of Luxury Accounts with Avendra International. And my entire background has been steeped in the hospitality industry. I remember back when I was a very young lad, so to speak. I always wanted to be a chef. And so I knew that I would be in the hospitality industry. I just didn't know that it would be like this. So I ended up attending a culinary school back in Baltimore, going through four-year university, getting a hospitality degree from Morgan State. And during that time, I worked for a few different luxury hotel brands. And then I began working as a senior leader with a few luxury hotel brands. And so that's what led me to my path here with Avendra. Now that I'm here and I manage a few dozen luxury hotel accounts at the corporate level, assisting those brands with their procurement strategy, which almost always bleeds into their operational strategy and ESG goals. That's what I do now, and super excited again to be here doing the Meet in the Lobby pod.
Absolutely. I think hospitality's in our blood, right? You know, I think about my background, and I've been in the hospitality industry for 27 years. Obviously, a toddler when I started. But, I started as a PBX operator or a telephone operator when I was 16 in hotels. And I worked my way up through different department head roles, eventually got to general manager roles. So I've held general manager and department head roles in the hotel industry, the restaurant industry, and more recently, the golf industry. I joined Avendra roughly 12 years ago. And with Avendra, I've had the opportunity or the pleasure of working in the US, in Canada, and then most recently in Europe. So I am based in the New York City area, but as you know, I spend about 2 weeks a month in Europe, and this is throughout Europe. And I feel so lucky. I was always envious because you get to deal with the luxury clients and go to all these fancy places, but I get to work with our colleagues globally and really push the Avendra International message forward and expand our company, which is a phenomenal place to be. But I think the core role responsibility for me is to ensure that our clients have a consistent experience with Avendra, no matter where in the world they are. And that's obviously taking into account local cultural needs as well. So very exciting future for us. This is an incredible next step, and I'm so happy I get to share this with you, Dorien.
I can't say it enough. It feels like when I began here at Avendra, and it's only been about 3 years as of this recording. It's only been a short period of time. You and we hit it off so well.
We did.
And I remember we had a business review right here in my hometown in Baltimore. We had a business review with one of our brands. And before diving into that, you were like, hey, why don't we just grab some dinner? And so here we are in a hotel lobby.
Oh,
Uh,
way to bring it full circle,
j-
Dorian.
in a hotel lobby, um, having a great meal, just kind of connecting, and that's where I remember meeting you, is in that hotel lobby. But I'm sure my memory is fuzzy. Where do you recall that our relationship started?
I feel like I've known you my whole life, Dorian. But I'm gonna have to give this one to you. I think that you're right. We met in Baltimore, and I remember that was such a great dinner. Maybe you don't remember it. We may have had a cocktail. Uh,
uh,
but
no,
no, of course
absolutely
not.
not.
Exactly. And and we did. We met in the lobby. And since then, we have met in person in many, many lobbies. And so this is just a new lobby we get to meet in.
So your background is in hotels, restaurants, resorts. Mine is in hotels, restaurants, in the luxury segment. And there's so many experiences that I know that we've had as
Yes.
hotel operators. Okay. I wonder, do you have a story that you're keen to, that you would share with me and our audience, about your times in the hotel industry?
Do you want a weird one?
Yeah, let's go weird. Let's go weird.
Okay. All right. So this is the oddest thing I have experienced. I was the general manager of a golf club, and it was a beautiful day out. And one of our golf course marshals was driving the course, making sure everything's going smoothly. And out of nowhere, a live shark fell from the sky onto a tee box as he was driving by. So he saw it happen. And what did he do? He went over and he picked it up. And this was like, I want to say it's about a 2.5, 3 foot shark. So not giant, but still respectable, right? He takes that shark to the clubhouse. And we're like, what are we going to do with this shark, right? We've got to save it. Now, this golf club was about a mile as the crow flies from the Pacific Ocean in Southern California. And so we decided to put it in some salt water. I don't know if that was the right thing to do. We thought it was. It came from a good place in our hearts. And one of the gentlemen that was on our cart team drove it to the beach where he set it free and it swam away. And what we think happened was an osprey, one of those large predatory birds, dropped it from when it was flying, dropped it onto the tee box. But we were able to save it. And I will tell you, I had posted an update on social media just about what a weird day I had. And a friend of mine happened to be a journalist and posted it. And then it got picked up by the local media. And I did interviews with Al Jazeera and BBC and all these news outlets. And every time I went for a job interview after I left that job, they always asked me about that, because if you Google my name and the word shark, you get a slew of results. So I'm officially known as the Shark Lady.
Shark Lady. Okay. I'm going to definitely Google your name. And if your name goes around Avendra as the Shark Lady, it's
Oh no.
not my fault.
Oh, it will 100% be your fault. I will hold it against you forever. Yes.
That's such a unique and amazing story, right? In hotel ops, anything can happen at any point in time, and we just have to be ready to pick up the ball and score touchdowns all day. That's
Oh,
all we
100%.
have to do.
Absolutely. Now, you've, I'm sure, encountered some interesting things. Do you have a story to share?
If I had to think about one, I have so many incriminating stories. I'm not going to tell an incriminating story,
That's
but I
probably smart.
and it's a juicy one, but I won't tell that one. Instead, I'm going to reel it back to my time, towards the beginning of my time in the hospitality industry. I was working for the smaller hotel brand in downtown Baltimore, and they had me doing everything. It was a really good experience in terms of my training, by the way. I mean, I was working in housekeeping, worked the front desk. I was doing a little bit of everything. But this particular day, I was working in valet. And valet was always the best job because, I mean, in the other roles, you don't really get tipped as much as you are as a valet, and you don't really get to drive as many cool cars. And since I know how to drive a manual and an automatic transmission, it made me a
Hmm.
prime candidate for doing valet work. But this one particular time, I was given some keys to go grab a car from the nearby garage, which was like 3 or 4 blocks away. And so I grabbed these keys and I began to walk around the corner. And then, if you're going to return a car in 2 minutes, then you have to actually run down the street. But as I started to pick up my jog, I noticed in the storm drain, there was like a tail sticking up, and, it looked kind of like a cat. Like maybe a cat was stuck in the storm drain. Now, I am not Mr. Save an Animal every day of my life man. I am more of a person who doesn't want to get rabies or anything else. So, I tend to not want to interact with random local animals. But this particular time, I'm like, if it's stuck, I want to make it unstuck. So I walk over to the storm drain, cautiously, of course, and all of a sudden, this thing pulls its head out and looks back at me, whiskers just as long as
Oh
long as
no.
my sight can see, and it actually was not a cat. It
Oh
was one
no.
of those big old Baltimore rats
Oh
that
no.
popped his head out of the storm drain. Let's just say I got that vehicle in about a minute and a half.
Oh yeah, you 86'd yourself out of that situation real quick.
I 86 myself out of that situation. I couldn't do it. But that's one of the stories that sticks in mind when I think of my earlier times as a hospitality professional.
See, I'm already learning more about you.
Yeah, Shark Lady.
Okay. So, bringing it back to meet in the lobby, right? What do you want listeners to take away from? What should listeners expect from this podcast?
So we have so many different great guests and that manage in different categories, and we see them as thought leaders in their areas of expertise. I think that our listeners will be able to take away tips and tricks, different ways to manage their operations, different ways to think about the offering that they're offering in their hotels, spas, restaurants. And at the end of the day, I think I just want them to take away a new perspective, something that maybe that they hadn't heard before.
I couldn't agree more. My vision is very much in line with yours. We want a place where thought leaders and experts can share their insight, and our listeners can walk away inspired, right? And not just inspired, but have actionable solutions for their operations. And I think we're both on the same page where we want it real, we want it candid, and we crave that authenticity.
At the end of the day, what this podcast cannot be is the sales show, right? It's got to be a place where real information, where the hard hitting facts come out and people can get something good. And maybe it just takes a load off of their day too.
Absolutely.
So, Melissa, you've done so many things in the hospitality industry as a whole, but in specific with Avendra International. What does a best day look like for you?
That's a great question. And my real answer is ending my day having a glass of wine and some tapas in Spain, right?
Uh, Bring me with you.
I will, absolutely. But truly, I think that a best day for me is any day that we can have a positive impact on our client's operation with our colleagues anytime that we can bring joy, anytime we can bring expertise that's going to impact somebody's personal life or professional life in a positive way.
You know, I mean that answer resonates so deeply with me, because like you, I'm a former hotel operator as well, and so a best day for me would be anytime I'm able to help a client save some money. I'm able to help them navigate the sometimes turbulent procurement environment that exists at times, and really just help them bring dollars to their bottom line, help their associates enjoy their workday.
Oh, that's
Just
huge. Yes.
just really to help make things better because we've all been there, right? And so, however I can help do that, it's a good day for me.
I couldn't agree more. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The hospitality industry runs through our blood. And even though we're not in operations anymore, we speak the language. We get it, right?
Absolutely.
We
Yep.
get it. And so we can help just from a different perspective now. So tell me, what excites you most about your role?
Really, it's just that, and I'll say, outside of being able to stay at some of the best luxury hotel brands the world has to offer, um, I would say the ability to come in and solve the puzzle, right? Because there are so many things happening in the world. My different clients have different ideologies behind how they deliver an upscale hospitality product. And so to be able to meet them where they are and help them meet their goals, is exciting for me. And it's a puzzle.
Dorien, I couldn't agree more. And I think my answer would have been really similar to your answer. So I'm going to give you a different twist, right? There are three things that I look for in a company. Number one, I need to be challenged. And that goes back to the puzzle piece that you were talking about, right? We need those challenges that we can help solve to positively impact our clients' operations. Number two, I need to make an impact. And I think that this company really allows us the opportunity to make a positive impact, not just with our clients, which is incredibly important, but within the organization as a whole. And the third part, and to me, the most important, I need to believe in what I'm representing, whether it's service or products. And I truly do believe in what we have to offer and the value that it adds to our clients. So for me, because all three of those are hit, that's what excites me about my role.
Well, Melissa, it was so great learning a little bit more about you, Shark Woman.
Hey,
And
hey
and,
now.
and I'll be Rat Man.
I
Uh,
appreciate that.
it was great learning a little bit more about you and introducing ourselves to our listeners and what they can expect, from the Meet in the Lobby podcast.
Oh, absolutely. We've got some really exciting conversations coming up, and we can't wait to meet you in the lobby. Thanks for meeting with us today. Interested in becoming a member of Avendra's procurement services? Scan the QR code on the screen or visit us at www.avendra.com to inquire. To learn more about Avendra International and the latest hospitality news and trends, follow us on LinkedIn at Avendra International. Meet in the Lobby is a production from Avendra International. Special thanks to our executive producers, Dorien Murphy, Melissa McCormack, Corey Moriarty, Eleanor Waddell, and Lindsay Garbachik, and our production partners, Market Scale. To learn more, click the link in the description.